Hi there, I'm Jenny Walterman, and this is my introduction video for EDL 856. Um, my husband's name is Kenny, and we are a blended family, and we have two granddaughters. And by the end of the school year, we will have three more grandchildren. So we will have five grandchildren by the end of the school year, and that's our biggest news. A little bit about me personally. I'm a musician and play in a band with my husband, and I enjoy sewing and quilting, but my biggest love is gardening, and I spend a lot of my summer outside working on our different gardens, and I have lots of ferns and different types of plants that I love to keep alive, and we've brought them in for the winter, and that's just my passion. It calms me. And I'm working on trying to pace myself and have a better work-life balance and be have more downtime that is scheduled that I don't fill up, and it's a work in progress because I like to stay busy all the time, so it's hard to stop and be still. Me professionally, my current role right now, I'm the director of IPS and real world learning for Paola School District. And I currently work with the students 6 through 12, and that role will eventually encompass K through 12 as we grow our programming. And essentially, I work on all things IPS for the state and implementing curriculum and lessons for our teachers to utilize to help students with their college and career planning, developing a 4-year plan by the time they're in ninth grade, and following that through and assisting them with selecting courses that align with their interests and all of those types of IPS things. I also am part of I'm in charge of the real world learning program, which encompasses our internships and job shadowing and other types of real world learning programming. So, underneath that umbrella is CTE. Um, and previously, before this role, I taught at Paola High School business courses for 4 years. And then before that, I did collaboration SPED in KCK with the business department there, trying to help align some of the curriculum for our SPED population so that they could earn that business credit that they needed for graduation. So, helping develop curriculum for accommodation and modification in that regard. And then prior to that, I was a music teacher for 20 years. And so I did at some point transition into business and out of music. And it was just a scenario that really made sense for me. But I won't go any more into that right now. But the Panther Plus program you see down in the middle, that is the program that I've developed at Paola School District, where we are working on trying to help all of our students graduate with their diploma plus something, whether it be a certification, college coursework, credits that they can take with them, a signed apprenticeship, or a job with a union or some other service trade, or enlisted in the military. So it's a very big passion of mine to ensure that every student knows what's happening after high school, that they can articulate what their goals are and how they're going to achieve them, and that they feel good about what's next for their life. So I work a lot on that aspect of helping support students. So regarding the specific requests for this module, different forms of communication I use because I'm involved in so many different aspects of trying to get the word out to our students. Communication is my number one primary goal, but it's also a double-edged sword because you're always trying to use different forms of communication to reach lots of different key stakeholders. So email, definitely I'm on my email all the time communicating with people. We put a lot of announcements in the high school and middle school. I send out a lot of flyers both within the building and within the community. So some of ours are newsletters and web blasts to kind of let the community businesses know of opportunities available in the school. We also utilize social media a lot. That's up in the upper left-hand corner there. We have Insta and Facebook for our student services division. And then I devise brochures that can be utilized when we go out into the community and speak with potential businesses about partnering with the district and to help support our students and offer them learning opportunities in the workplace. office. And then, like I said, I do a lot of community e-marketing. So that involves our websites, our web e-blasts, those types of things. And then I do a lot of lunch networking where I'll set up a table every Friday in the cafeteria and students can come and ask me questions. They can sign up for college and career field trips. They can request different things from me. It's just a chance for them to come and ask some questions without having to miss class time in order to accomplish that. And I'm just going to scoot myself over there for just a quick sec. And then, so the tools that are provided by our district are pretty standard: laptop printer, email account, wide format printer, internet, and web hosting. And so I utilize those on a weekly basis for sure. My laptop printer every single day, email every single day. The wide format printer I use when I'm printing posters or other types of marketing material. And then the purchase tools that I have purchased to help assist me would be the Canva graphic design programming, because I love all their templates. They're easy to use. And then the Wix website. I also purchased that to help me be able to have a more professional website than just Google sites, which I feel can be limiting within our district Google platform. Some things that I wish that I had would be a dedicated color printer for just me, because I don't like using our office color ink for a lot of my promotional type materials, which marketing is just part of promoting a program and getting the word out, and it's necessary. And but I don't like using the resources and taking them away from the teachers and other people in the building. So I would like to have a color printer for me in my office so that I'm not taking their ink, essentially. And there was another, I would love to know the Adobe suite. So I would love to do some sort of training on that somehow. All of the sample marketing you see here, all the brochures and flyers and things that I've created, I've used Canva for almost everything. And so I don't know how to create something from scratch. Even though I was a business teacher, I wasn't the graphic design teacher. And so that's not really my forte. Let's see, I'm going to move myself back over here, and then let's go on to the next page. All right, so forms of communication, how do they impact my professional introductions? I have some template emails that I send out when I'm reaching out to professionals in the community or other educators, and introduce myself and what I do. And I try to be as conversational as I can, and that way it's not so formal that people feel like they're being sold a bill of goods or anything like that. When I do meet people in the community, I try to present myself in a more official manner. So I might wear my badge or a shirt from the community. And I really hope my dog barking in the background is not super loud on this recording, because she's driving me crazy. Anyway, so I try to be formal when I meet people in person for the first time. And along with the reading for this module, I really appreciated what they said about storytelling, and that is attention catching, and people tend to remember that better. So I always try to include with my brochure and information, include something in the materials or in my introduction where I tell a success story of how students have been impacted by partnering with members of the community. My methods of introduction as a new building leader would be conversational, hopefully motivational, keep it very positive. Even if you come into a new building and you feel like there's things that are going to need to be changed, I don't feel like in an initial introduction that is an appropriate time to do that. It needs to be fairly light, and introduce yourself. Say a little bit about yourself personally, your background, so that people can relate to you on a human level, and tell them that we're going to do great things and meet them where they are and not expect people to adjust to whatever my goals are for a building initially, just right off the bat. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know if other people have other ideas. Please comment and post below, and I'd love to hear what you think about that. Any district policies for communication followed? I'll tell you this. I looked briefly at our communication policies, and when I was a teacher for Paola, there was definitely policies in place if you had students that were not passing classes, certain requirements of reaching out through phone. If you don't connect with parents through phone, then you email so that you're hopefully connecting with them there, while also using the internal e-communication system through our learning management system. And trying to follow up with parents to keep them apprised of how their students are doing on their coursework. And so that's really the only policy that I was aware of that was, really required of teachers as far as communication procedures. I would tell you, for me personally, I will use a phone call or an email as appropriate. If I feel like I really want documentation of what's being said, I will probably tend to send an email rather than a phone call. If I feel like the conversation maybe could be scrutinized in any way, I really want it to be in black and white. And then if I do have a phone call or an in-person discussion with somebody where there was any action items listed, any things requested of me or that I requested of them to follow up on, I will always send a follow-up email, just reference, our conversation that we had earlier, and that this is a summary of what we discussed. And it's kind of a CYA for me, and it's also just a reminder of the conversation we had. If I've asked, staff to, do something for me or order catering for a community reception, I will follow up with an email of the request and all the details to ensure that everything that I said in person and verbally is supported by written instructions. So that's really all I got on that. And I just realized that I didn't finish my correlation, relevancy, and personal reflection. I typed it in a Word document and then forgot to copy and paste it into here. So what I will do is I will copy and paste those into my community comments when I post this video. That's so embarrassing. Have you ever had that kind of a Saturday? I hope you have. Anyway, I'm really sorry about that. I will post it in the currents. And I will see you in the community, and I look forward to engaging in discussions with all of you.